It's day 25 of Year Facing Fear, and I'm about to jump with, what's it called, Steve?
A turnaround.
A turnaround. Here we go.
Turn your hand over. Yep. And a hand on right next to that one. Ready. Hip. Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever tried trapeze, but I tell you what, it's like absolute dust cloud. I actually feel really proud of myself, and I'm celebrating a win. And I wanted to share with you about, I really feel as though I feel as though I'm really conquering my fear of heights. Today, as I walked up the ladder, I've still got my harness on, but as I walked up the ladder, I did not feel scared, not for one moment, which is amazing. And then I did something that I've been working on is that one hand release where you're jumping off with one hand. And when I had tried it previously a couple of weeks ago, it was really hard. And I had done it maybe once or twice throughout the class, but because I was so scared, so when you're scared, we get that spotlight effect and we get that physiological response. And as we know, the prefrontal cortex of the thinking brain often just leaves the building. And mine, when I'm at trapeze and I'm jumping off that platform and I feel so vulnerable hanging out in space, often my brain just, it's off. And so when they're giving me directions as to, back, forward, or hip, jump, it just doesn't work. But today, aside from the first one, every single trick, I did it with the one hand release. And I was a little bit scared at the beginning, but nowhere near as scared as what I've been. And I could tell the difference because I still didn't land most of the tricks. I couldn't get my legs up. That doesn't matter. But that fear response was definitely dampened, and I could think more clearly. I mean, trapeze goes very, very fast, and I feel as though every time I actually try and think my way through it, I stuff it up. But it was much better than what it's been, much, much better. And I opened this video with this was the turnaround. I never know what it's called. But when they were explaining it to me on the ground, and it's like you put one hand up there, one hand there, and then you back, forward, back, and then you turn around, and I'm thinking, wow, my God. And as we're sitting there on the ground, Steen's saying to me, oh, no, you don't do it like that. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? And I have to say that I am the slowest learner at trapeze. It takes me a long time. I've been there for 2 terms, and I'm still very, very much beginner. Everyone else, normally by the end of term 1, you are doing your first without the lines. And I feel as though maybe by the end of the year, term 4, I might get there. But it's okay, it's just a reminder. We each do things at our own pace. And the thing that's been most interesting for me, and I really want to remind you, is the more we face our fears, the more that we actually become aware of what's happening in our bodies, become aware of the narrative and the story that we're telling ourselves, and actively try and change it and pay attention to it and focus on it, the less physiological arousal we feel, for me anyway, particularly with this heights business, and the easier it gets. It's just baby steps. And there have been days where I've definitely gone backwards, but today was a good one. Like I feel as though I'm making progress, and that's amazing. And so I don't know if there's anything out there that you're facing. What are you facing? Let me know. I've really loved hearing about your stories and reading your comments about the things that you're struggling with and the things that you're now facing, and you're inspiring me. So thank you. If you have any suggestions about different types of things I can do as well, because 365 days is a lot of days, But I would love to hear what it is that you're conquering, what fears that you're facing, and to remind you that it does get easier. Wah! My phone's going crazy. It's like haphazardly in the car. It gets easier step by step, day by day. And so I want to remind you, until next time, if you want, join the Facebook group, A Year Facing Fear, that I see you, I believe in you, you have absolutely got this, and together I feel as though we can bloody well do anything. So, mwah!